Yes, and it's time for Money Talk. This is where we get to learn so much so about money, because in as much as we come up with solutions, in as much as we're saying that the world is moving digital, I mean, money is key. As we move digital, we all are seeking to get money. As we move digital, we're all seeking to save money in a huge way. And that's exactly what we'll be learning right here on how best you can start up such an entity, or even better, make the best out of it and ensure that you save and equally get interest out of it. So once again, back to you. And I'll start off by a simple question. How much does it cost, or would it cost a startup for this kind of business?
So it will depend. You can start a startup business for as little as you want to pay yourself. And I remember when you started, we didn't have capital per se. Right. It was just the fact that we had the technical know-how to do some of these jobs by ourselves. We could start without necessarily employing anyone.
Right.
So you start with a staff of 1, then you graduate to 2, and you expand the business as more and more, you get more and more people. So if you have a technical know-how, I believe the easiest way to start is to put your abilities to use. Look for opportunities in terms of what can you develop, or what can you create that customers will solve a customer problem, and then you approach those customers. So you'll not need an office in that case. You'll not need salespeople or all these other stuff that make running of a business expensive. It will just take your tech abilities. If you don't have the tech abilities, or you're not from a tech background, probably you look for people that have shared the same vision as yourself, right, and work with them. So you don't necessarily have to be a technical person to run an IT company.
All right, as a message to some of the young people who are out there seated, I think one of the biggest message would be that you don't have to have money to start up anything. But of course, I'm sure they're looking and they're yearning to hear more from you. So as a message, what are some of the lessons that you have picked up throughout, of course, your time doing this, and would want to share more so, of course, financial lessons for that matter? Yeah,
for guys to start up business, I think one of the key things that you have to be prepared for is that the fact that it's not an easy ride.
Right.
So you have to be completely dedicated to your mission, because it really gets tough that you have to go out of your way to keep the business afloat. And there's no there's no rosy story about any startup business. And there's always very, very difficult challenges and stuff that you need to do that sometimes might not even seem rational.
Right.
But because you want to keep the business afloat, and you know where you want to be in 5-10 years, you have to go out of your way to make sure that you keep the ship afloat.
Yeah.
And there's always the easier way out. I can wind up, I can take whatever we've made so far, and I go do something else. And what I know is that you'll always be good at what you do if it's something that you love doing, and not necessarily looking at my friend is doing this and this, let me close this and then go start something else, because even that friend or that person that you're seeing is doing really well, is also struggling by in their own metrics, and we are not able to see this struggle most of the time. We actually see
the rosy bit.
Yeah, the rosy bit and the shiny things that you see on social media and all the other places. But if you dig deep down everything else, there's always a struggle for any other business, even the most established ones or the startups. And for me, I always say the startups or the smaller businesses and the SMEs like ourselves, we have actually lesser struggles because we have lesser numbers to deal with.
Right.
If you have to make a decision when you have a staff of 3 or 4, to close the business, it's an easier decision than when you have a staff of 100, for example. So the higher you go, actually, it gets tougher and tougher.
Complicated, and complicated. It gives you more reason to stay with it.
Yes, and there's more dependencies. There's the business has become a livelihood for many other people. So those who are starting a business must be set out for the long haul, because you cannot reach somewhere and say, okay, I've been in this for 5 years, let me stop now. You can't stop. So it's something that you have to do continually, and you can't look for an escape from that.